So listen. What the law provides for, the law provides a bracket. Yeah. So let me tell you something. Sometimes when you engage the officer the way how you will even talk to the officer back and forth, that officer has, the law gives that officer serious discretionary power. The law says, Mr. Officer, you can fine a man from $10 to $500 up to $500. The officer is left with the officer to make the determination as to what fine he will give you within that bracket. The only thing, he should not move from in that bracket to say, will be police officers out there who are responsible. Every last policeman is your responsibility when you see a violation to step in immediately. We have a specific section that is responsible for ticketing, right? They call it ticketing section. But it doesn't mean that any officer cannot issue a ticket. So all the officers who are patrolling, once you've been through a ticketing course, you've got a ticket book, you can definitely issue ticket at any point in time once you see a violation ongoing. So if once you are able to identify them, to say they're in police uniform, wearing the badge and the flag, and they stop you to issue a ticket, the police officer. Okay?
Okay. So the next one has to do with, the question has to do with, is there any specific amount of fine for a violation?
Okay, so with that, you see that what I said to you, just step by step, I like how you're going about it, right? Fred.
Yes, sir.
Please honor the law. What are the ranges of the fines and stuff? I can tell you one thing. Like I said, we didn't write the laws. The law already since 1972.
Yes.
Yeah, it has not been updated to today. So maybe some of these concerns that you all have here today will help us to drive. Also, we want to amend the law to be able to reflect current day reality. All the fines that they wrote in the book and put down was in US dollar at the time. We need to go back to so that this law can be revised, it can be amended to reflect current day reality. But for now, we can only enforce what's on the book. What are the fine ranges from?
The highest fine in law is 5,000 US, or you go to jail for 3 years or both. And that has to do with fraudulent registration. For example, you go to military, instead of going to military transport, or take your lesson, you go to World Trade Center, you get your lesson. When the policeman catch you, your fine is $5,000 US, or 3 years imprisonment. And the highest fine there. Then we come to 500 US. For example, you overload your car. When you overload your car, the definition of overload your car is regular driving. It's $500 or imprisonment of 6 months or both. When you drive without license, $500 imprisonment of 6 months or both. If you did not register your car, 500 imprisonment, 6 months or both. If you did not insure your car, the fine is 1,000 or 1 year imprisonment or both. So that's how you range. The lead fine in law is $5 US, which is pedestrian. When you don't crosswalk is here, and you don't cross in it, you don't cross in the crosswalk as a pedestrian, you're not in car, your fine is $5.
Okay, this is a concern as it relates to this question. For example, improper carry. You see an officer giving you $20 US ticket. You see another officer giving you $30 US ticket for improper carry. Another officer will give you $50 US ticket for improper carry. So this is what I'm saying. Is there any specific?
So listen. What the law provides for, the law provides a bracket. Yeah. So let me tell you something. Sometimes when you engage the officer the way how you will even talk to the officer back and forth, that officer has, the law gives that officer serious discretionary power. The law says, Mr. Officer, you can fine a man from $10 to $500 up to $500. The officer is left with the officer to make the determination as to what fine he will give you within that bracket. The only thing, he should not move from in that bracket to say go below the least amount or go above it. So yes, the ticket will vary, from place to place based on your offense and based on the officer you meet. So it's not like you say they're moving the number back and forth. No, they're using their discretion as per the law. Isn't that so?
Yes, yes.
And then for that overloading, what is the highest fine on the book?
Overloading, also regular driving, up to 500.
Okay, so that's up to 500. If you look at so to show you how the officers are using good judgment here in issuing tickets. If you look at where the officers giving you, they also give you like the lowest part of what the law provides for. So even 30, 40, 50, they're still on the lower side. It's still 10 times below what the law calls for as the highest rate for these tickets. We didn't write it. We made it there. We're just enforcing it.
So,
Yes, sir.
you can get the law that says.
Please, as a matter of fact, we'll get it available. And you know what? When we should have completed this meeting, everybody get understanding. I would like for us to have a workshop and call all the drivers, everybody together, so that we can sit down for people to understand this particular issue back and forth, so people can understand it for themselves. No, driving is not a right; it is a privilege. It is a privilege, and it has requirements that you must meet before you can operate a vehicle. The law says that that vehicle must be registered. It must be insured. The driver must be licensed, which is he is authorized by the government of the Republic of Liberia to be able to convey people from one place to another. We're not doing anything outside of what the law calls for. If you look at it, you're not need to draw up because we keep them advocating for this thing over and over for there to be an amendment in the law to reflect current day realities.
Because Okofa told us that he will not step down. And he promised us that when we step down, we'll do what we want to do. Because Okofa reserved, I will kill him. I will look, they are making a threat. You think I will be behind somebody free? When you want to step down, let me tell me, let me go take money, let me and my family enjoy ourselves. Let me tell you something. Because Okofa told us that he will not step down. And he promised us that when we step down, we'll do what we want to do. Because Okofa reserved, I will kill him. I will look, they are making a threat. You think I will be behind somebody free? When you want to step down, let me tell me, let me go take money, let me and my family enjoy ourselves. Let me tell you something. Because Okofa told us that he will not step down. And he promised us that when we step down, we'll do what we want to do. Because Okofa reserved, I will kill him. I will look, they are making a threat. You think I will be behind somebody free? When you want to step down, let me tell me, let me go take money, let me and my family enjoy ourselves. Let me tell you something. Because Okofa told us that he will not step down. And he promised us that when we step down, we'll do what we want to do. Because Okofa reserved, I will kill him. I will look, they are making a threat. You think I will be behind somebody free? When you want to step down, let me tell me, let me go take money, let me and my family enjoy ourselves. Let me tell you something. Because Okofa told us that he will not step down.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Love is all we need to make it see. This is the time to come together. Keep Liberia safe forever. So open up your heart, let the unity begin. Love is all we need to make it stand. Let's cultivate one another. Learn to live together as brothers and sisters. Without togetherness, we won't have a peace of mind. Unify and have a peaceful. Sweet Liberia, land of liberty is our home. Keep it standing. This is the one and only home that we have. Sweet Liberia. is all we need to make a stand. Unify and have a peaceful home. Change is all we need to make a stand. Let's unify and have a peaceful home. Sweet light, beyond.
Context. There are three quarters that constitute our term. Section 1. Please, you are correct. 3 sections constitute this term of our session. So, with that said, in the wisdom of the chair, this is our second session. You will be recognized. I just try to lay up the case, then we come back. Second quarter of the information rule.
We cannot be speaking for the 6-year terms because clearly, what if I committed a crime and I was suspended and I'm not re-elected? What if I committed a crime and I got suspended and I'm not re-elected? So the character of the law, the rules, they did not take into consideration the years, or rather the term every time we
Legislatively, your punishment will be within that term. In that term is the 6 years. If we are to punish you, as I call it, it's a term. It's a term.
Mr. President,
It's a term.
Mr. President, I'm not going to be respected, Mr. President.
We will go for you. We will go for you.
Mr. President,
Then we go to Chief Clerk. We have to come to it's okay. Okay, please conclude.
Mr. President, let me talk to my distinguished colleagues again.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you again. And thanks for joining us on this wonderful, wonderful day. It's always a pleasure having you joining your breakfast info compounding program that brings you all of the information on your doorsteps, your offices, your business center, in your vehicles, or wherever you are, on your sick bed, at home, wherever. But it's always a pleasure having you joining your breakfast info compounding program from the city of Pink, Montserrat, Liberia. We say welcome, folks. Good afternoon, good evening to all of you. Good morning, based on your timeline, wherever you're following us from. We'd like to say to you, it's always a pleasure having you watching us, sharing, leaving all of your comments, and asking all of the joining as well. We always see Monday to Friday, you're rumbling through trending national issues as well as global issues that confront the motherland. But we are certainly, I'm Wiki Brooks, and you Gamonyu is the band behind the camera this morning, producing all of the videos and sounds. Ambassador General Tanabe Valsina is alongside. Together, it promises to be great, stimulated, very top provocative as we discuss critical national issues where we walk the walk and talk the talk and have to shift the paradigm of our democracy. If we have seen further than another, it's because we stood on the shoulders of giants. Welcome. We'll take a breather to be right back this morning.
I don't care.
No, Liberians usually we say we must continue to maintain the peace that we all enjoy, because in the action of peace, there are a lot of things will not take place. There are a lot of things this country will not enjoy, this country will not inherit. There will be a lot of destruction of people, properties. Lives will be taken away. There will be some injuries that will live for these people for years or for the rest of their lives. So in time like this, we do not just break the news on our platform, but we balance and ask people to critically follow and listen with comprehension. You know, we got this tendency in Liberia. Politically, people are still refusing to accept some things
in this life, in this country called Nigeria. There are folks who do not want to accept or believe that Ambassador Joseph Yuma Boakai is the president of the Republic of Nigeria. And there were folks also during the regime of former President George Weah who thought that he was not the president. Whether you like it or not, you will have to wake up and face reality that Ambassador George Weah once president of the Republic of Nigeria. And in his 6 years, if you could not stand it, well, that was your own business because he was the president. Whether you went on to vote for him or you did not, he was the president, he was the father of the nation. Because there is no one person that everybody in the country will have to go vote for. Even people from your own political party, there are some who will critically scrutinize you and think that you are not in the right position at the time to have been elected as president or representative senator. So they will prefer to even think outside the box. They will go to see somebody who comes from another party or independent candidate and think that this person can help you represent the sole interest of the country other than just wearing the political garment and think that it's going to be much easier. So we are where we are. Yesterday, Nigerians celebrated National Unification Day, a day set aside to unite us, that we smoke the peace pipe, that we see ourselves as one people. Even though you come from this tribe, even though you come from this religion, even though you come from this political party, but the first thing that bound us, that we were all first born as Nigerians, before deciding which one of the political parties you would form part of. And we have long lost and missed that mark. That people are now taking political parties far above the country. Where it comes from, nobody knows. You no longer hear people say, you know, beating the chest, I'm a born Nigerian. This is my own. My sweat and blood, I can defend this country. But you hear somebody, I will defend my political party. I will defend my political leader. I'm willing to die. In the words of my colleague yesterday, which I followed, the Ambassador Vaha, he said something. You are willing to die for so many political institutions, so many political leaders. They are not even in the position to get sick for you. Just now, as soon as somebody just put on, they say, oh, yesterday here, there are a group of men or people throwing stones at people or at this other political party headquarters. You find people gathering and running there to go defend. But you will be there and they tell you that your house is on fire and you'll be calling the fire service to go and to quench the fire. But you would not be the one to say no. So because of politics, you're more concerned about waking up to run to your party headquarters and even tell you what you are leaving behind for the kids to eat. Some of your kids are out of school. The reward is not in heaven, it's alright. One group of people assemble is always for the common good. That's why they share the same ideology. And not for few to benefit while they all suffer. You are thrown out of your homes or places that you are renting, but the party cannot afford to help you. The party are not accountable to you. You don't even have it to say you want to pay dues. How many political parties in this country can tell you, yeah, we got this amount? Which is on the election laws. That these things must be displayed. You don't even know your party bank account. People in the Unity Party, people in the CDC, people in the Liberty Party, the ANC, the ALP, the UPP, You just think about all of the political parties that today you don't even hear about them, but you will soon start hearing about them as we approach 2029. They will come back, they will rent billing, they will paint the party courts. But you just want to be part of something, but you are not ones that people can answer to. Because why? You took membership form for another party, you went to another party, you took membership form, you went, political hustlers. Yesterday, national unification. Every time we sit on this platform, we always talk about peace, unity. And we see Liberians, some of our official past and present turn to overlook these things. But we are surely divided to the core in this country, only because of politics. Because I am not there today, meaning it should not exist. When will we see these things as a look? For the bigger picture called Liberia, we need to pull up that, some of us need to put our shoulders down and reduce our ego and put the country first and better the lives. You are there to critique government, to keep government feet to the fire, to do the needful. That's why during the campaign period, there are promises made by political icons, representative candidates, senatorial candidates, presidential candidates. They will say all these things. They will catalog all, they will tell you about the kind of resources this country has. And when they get there, they will tell you, look, we will fight corruption. We will make sure that the wealth of this country is evenly distributed across the country, to have a positive trickle-down effect in the lives of the people. Like the kids will not sit on the floor to learn. Hospitals will not run out of drugs, beds, and other logistics. But when they get there, it's a different ball game. Political parties in Liberia do not invest. The only way to get to power before they show their strength. We have vast land in Liberia. Who told you cannot invest in agriculture? Who told you that you cannot even extend loans to some of your members in return with a little interest? And you find that, look, because these are the people you want to lead. You don't want to be at a position before you empower the people. No. Some of you claim to be rich people, but you do not help people. There are people in political parties in Liberia very ill. They have gone to the political leaders. They have gone to the representatives, the senators have asked. They have gone to some people who are ministers for the political party that they have shown all of their strength and almost dying for. They wait till they die, then they go big day by the soup under them. In the typical Liberian turn, they will take care of you to the other funeral home, from the other funeral, they carry you to the party headquarters, take you to the party headquarters, carry you to the hall, from the hall, they carry you to the other place. And that's just what they do. We have watched people who thought they were loyalists. Because sick political icons, political parties sat, they watch them, they die. And when they die, the only thing the East Party had to do for them was to parade with their body. And putting all sorts of things, flare, and you see people walking. But, when will we rewrite the history of our country? Look at what happened on yesterday. Folks, when we're telling you that this country is divided, we take it for a joke. Imagine our former president, President George Weah, officially wrote on his page yesterday, one of Liberia's finest son. One of Liberia's most loved son. A man that left an indelible ink in the soccer arena. No, he's one of the greatest to ever grace the game. You can take that away from him. A man who had a landslide victory. Some turn it as tsunami whatsoever. In 2017, 2018, we also how people turned out in another to have this man voted. A man that when he stands here, expect the place to get crowded. On a unification day, we will think our leaders who should be sitting thinking about our country and putting aside all of the political differences to look the bigger picture. Who knows? Just as you see the United Party today that have come back to power, you can rule the CC out, or you can rule President George Weah out. He might not just be with the CDC. Who knows? He could decide today or tomorrow and say, "No, I'm going to join another political party," and he will go there. He could become victorious if we have election. Don't rule that out. The United Party have 12 years steering the affairs of the country, and they left. They went back asking for another term, and they were told, "No, we need to try other people." So what they did, they brought in the Coalition of Democratic Change, the conglomeration of political parties that led the former president to the presidency. He has said, and there are folks who believe that he will be coming back in 2029. But to have seen on his social media handout, this is what the former president wrote. He said, "Today, on this May 14, 2025, I again wish all Nigerians a happy unification day and urge us all to always act in the ultimate interest of the nation." That's good. To always act in the ultimate interest of the nation. Then he said, "Earlier this morning, I received a missed call from a known number, which was followed by a text message from President Joseph Newman Boakai, wishing me a happy unification day and urging national unity. I responded to said message in return by saying, wishing him a happy unification day. I have not spoken to President Boakai since January 2024. I iterate that true unification is now based on, superficial political gimmicks, but on the rule of law and constitutional order. I urge President Boakai to respect the rule of law, respect past and present political leaders, and uphold the sanctity of our hard-fought democratic institutions and processes in order to foster national unification. May God bless Liberia. With Excellency George Manneh Weah, former president of Liberia. You see, if the former president will be telling us that since 2024 January, you have not spoken to the current president, it tells you to what level we are divided. These are our heads. This is a former president who has gone down in history as former president and could be president tomorrow. President Boakai, the former vice president, to be his president. The history these people have made, nobody can take it away from them. But to see that He said, oh, no, you want to tell us how the former president don't have the current president number? Are these people serious to lead this country, or they are divided on the personal issues and not looking at the bread and butter issue and looking at how to lift the people or the property and for the resources being extracted from this country to have an impact in the lives of the people? Why we don't put these things behind us after election? We still carry these things. And our leaders are not sitting on the round table. We want to be great. We want to be like other countries. See how other countries are proceeding. Regardless of what will happen, regardless of what took place, you saw at the funeral of the late American president Jimmy Carter. You saw the likes of Bill Clinton, the likes of Barack Obama, the current president Donald Trump, Kamala Harris, Michelle Obama, and all of these people. They were all chatting. And that's why Make America Great. It's not just about you. It's about the country. They discuss the issue. And we must all respect the law. That's a very good point from you, former President George Weah. Yes. But there are folks who are also asking, did you respect the law when you sat at the summit of power in this country? It's no justification for anybody who will come after you and don't respect the law. The law should be respected at all times. But when we say these things, you take up to be the bad people, but we see the action and we see what these people are putting up. Just imagine. Liberia had this issue, wanting to contest for a non-permanent seat at the United Nations. They invited ex-presidents. Mount L.A. Johnson said now President George Weah. He didn't go to say he was very respected. People get respected, so he go in. Mount L.A. Johnson said that everybody thought she and President Walker are falling off, they can't speak. She was then leading Liberia case. She went to almost all of the locations she had been invited to. She was at the independence celebration, she was at the Armed Forces Day, and all of these things. Why we got other people stopping these occasions? We need people at the top of our country are divided to this level, they still carry the kind of hate. Then one more. All day we talk about reconciliation, and we said it. I think it's not fake, that it comes from the heart. It's something that should be real. Somebody must be able to reach out. The fact that the current president was able to reach out to you as a former president, that should have opened the door for smoking a major peace pipe. You people are close to neighbors. You got folks who are saying, no, the former president, President Bwaka, former President Weah, he went to President Bwaka's house, said he became president. He had not gone to former President Weah's house. That's true. But let's come to think about it. Many of you who understand tradition, he's an elderly man. In no way now it tells that the president cannot also go to former President Leah House. And these people have lived in that identical locale for years. They are not strangers to one another. You listen to the former president before talking about President Boakai's children are very good friends of his. We talk, a lot of times and all of these things. Our leaders need to track some of these egos, some of the issues, the animosity that we carry for one another, and just think about Liberia. Because this is actually keeping Liberia back. Because these are the decision makers of the country. Whether you like it or not, these are the people who make decisions for us. These are the arrowheads of our country. And if they are wrongly leading us and divided, it's a problem. Who comes in to talk? Our folks are divided. You go to our religious people, they're divided. They on the other side, they on the other side. You go to our traditional people, they are divided. Our chiefs and elders, they are divided. Our lawmakers are divided. And we tend to overlook these things. Everybody will try to talk about reconciliation, but when they get to power, they dig up old wounds. We have spent millions and millions of dollars on retreat, on uniting people. And we've been selective in it. We look at the elites and put it together and say yes. Because the action of this leader today, you got families that are torn apart. You know, I was just told a couple of days, probably yesterday, by one of my very good friends. He said something. He said, this man and his wife, one person support the Unity Party, which is the woman. The man support the CDC. And she was talking about the street lights and the roads. They were, oh yeah, man. And she received the slap of her life from her husband. Reportedly from a queen of time. He said it was so shocking to avoid that in the presence of her husband. She received a deadly slap. And these are things that we say, oh, we are trying. Look, just imagine, folks who grew up together, they came from the same village, the same town, they went to school together. Today, they are no longer friends. Only because of politics, only because of the way the leaders have divided the kind of messages that they give. Families are on separation today. That were once seen as the attraction of the community, that people could admire. They no longer sleep on the same bed. Because of politics, somebody don't pass in my yard no longer. Don't pass in my yard. Election over, new president, new representative, new senators, and all else. But we still carry these things. And our leader will be brave to be talking about. How can the former president say, since January 2024, I have not spoken? So where are we going now?
You know, this shows that we are divided at the bone.
Sure.
And on the face value, I listen to Basikia. He says something that we should not just be connected on the social media, like Facebook. Let's do a reality where we can talk to each other and voice our differences. And Ambassador, when you talk about the president, it's so much saddening.
It's saddening.
that if these people are divided at such a level, and it shows that then the division comes from one side because you never won election to effects. If President Parker can extend the olive branch to you and say Happy Unification Day, that shows his thinking. And I listened to the Vice President quite recently that the election, the by-election there in Nimakana District 5, he will not be a part because there are children and 2 persons there are so close to him because of that he can't be. And I said, sometimes some of these comments are comments that can divide us.
And just a good that you even brought out, one of the areas I even have problems with, and people started having problems with the Vice President in his comment while in Lima on one of the local stations. He says something, and I don't think we expect our leaders when they come to the public to say some of these things. Say, right now, remember, I'm the Vice President of the government of Liberia. If I come in, former President we ask me, he can't go back.
Is it when I come out to
yeah, he can't go back. You know, when we start to make these statements, we're not helping to
between you and former President, you will not comment.
No one in the law knows it gives you that right, but do you need to say these things?
You know that President we will not comment. You say this, but his followers and your followers, they are the ones that will be at loggerhead with each other because of the statement being made. And I really hope that our leaders can be their tune of their statement can be there can be some sort of unity.
You know, so I find it so difficult to find somebody comment.
It's difficult.
How to get around our heads.
So if you look at the former president, I come on to this thing.
And you know, we have always said this thing, but because sometimes people don't think, but they just look at the political side. We're talking about the human nature. We're talking about the country.
Yeah.
These are our leaders, whether you like it or not. So if they are divided, it's because these same people today.
Yes.
We are divided.
Yeah. Like I used to see a billboard around the former area there saying, "Words are bullets."
Yeah, you can take it back.
Yes. So be very careful what you say to the people of this country. You may be a jacuzzi, you may be your sofa, you may be sitting somewhere cozy enough, but they are the ones who will be at war.
You know that people will follow you. You got your followers.
Sure.
You got people who believe in your ideology. You got people who even want to take action on behalf of you with all your knowledge. Even if they can kill somebody for your business, they will. Just that somebody saying something that they feel is in a negative direction, they go after these people. With all you giving instruction.
Imagine a couple together, one person for one side, one person one side, then you give me somebody slap and say where the leg coming on. So you expect that everything should be in the negative form.
Husband and wife. The wife is praising the person that she supports, and she sees from her angle that the country improving and development, and the husband is not seeing any of such. So it requires you slapping her. We trying to overlook these things. But we are saying that our president. Look, everybody thought this kind of thing. Everybody thought it was issue then between Eddie, former President Eddie, and
Joe. Yeah, like you mentioned, the issue of the advocates of the non-permanent seat, and then
she's one of the
one of the major campaigners in this.
But even at that age, you see all of the government programs that she been in.
Recently, she was at the launch of the George Calado microloan planning process. She was there. She spoke.
Armed Forces Day, she was there again.
She was there.
Yeah, man, that girl. Let's put the politics down and just look.
You know, that one listen there, man. People saying now, like the way he jumped, what he did about it, affecting the way he dressing. He said, in politics, you got no permanent enemy. So
I think leaders don't know how to speak.
They don't know how to speak.
I think they come up with their personal feelings, and you know why? Their personal feelings they want Liberians to take to it and divide themselves. They are not because all of the issues when you go look at it's always personal.
Always.
It's just about them. One person wants to be seen as demagogue. One person wants to be seen that you should always be watching. Another person wants to be seen that this is my time. And you can't do that. The country belongs to everybody.
No. We just imagine.
It is a privilege and honor to have served your people or serving your people currently.
Look at Ghana. The current president and the former president, they are all together in the issues of the country. Because they know that that's their common patrimony.
Yeah.
But for Liberia, it's a different case. And even politicians, political parties that run in elections, so when they get 5%, 10%, so they finish, they won't say that.
And you know
they won't know for them, but they're enemy to them.
And you know something? Just imagine. That's why I really don't like to say it. But it is a shame when I hear people, a junta leader will be developing a country, a man who has that power.
Yeah.
And we praising him. It's too straightforward. Then you see people who are democratically elected or democratically dethroned, they invest.
Yeah. People who their citizens voted them. But then to work in the interest of the people become an issue.
People carry gossip to other lawmakers and see, I don't black people, never whatever you.
Man, you're not with it.
Then you see the man now when he's forming the district development council, he takes people from the side that he been told that all he tells him that look, more people from the other side, like B, like C, they don't ready. Then you want to form the district development council that you represent one-sided. Because people told you that the people on the other side did not vote you. And you believe it.
So you focus on development one end and leave the other
you
side.
You gain the position to move the district forward one side.
And tomorrow that if everyone you go to asking them for their vote.
And I will say this, President Barker, it takes nothing for you to just wake up and stroll to former President George Weah House. And former President George Weah also, you know, you people you normally say you believe in tradition. The two of you, that's an elder man there. So even going to him will even add more salt or season to the soup that everybody will hear you because you once served a peace ambassador. You know some good way. That are characters you carry, that are position you held.
And
it was in line with your normal life.
Extending olive branch is a witness, is a testimony that your followers should do see, because they will see you, say you are an example of such.
And you don't want to read some comments from the supporter, people who support Joseph Barker, people who support former President George Weah and President Ambassador Joseph Human Barker. Their comments are divided. They're going to the extent that people are ready now to write invectives.
And just imagine, both of you are neighbors.
That's what I said. These people have lived together for years.
You also, the community chairman and community need to call the 2 point community meeting.
But if they don't go to the community meeting, the being president of the Republic, he member of the community, and at that occasion, at that time, the community chairman presides.
Yeah. The best head of the community, when you come to a meeting, they so go there. That be serious this thing. We should not just take issues at NSA, Liberia now. No. Because we all just have one goal, Liberia.
If I don't take for instance, our secretary general, our financial secretary, my community, our co-chair began being chair. When we have a meeting at the meeting, my mother and my father to come there because I was here for them, but they like it back.
Imagine the president calling the election of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, former President George Weah, Bernard Uri, Alexander Cummings. He called all of them on Unification Day.
Then we need to strap somebody. He kind of handle this stuff because it's not meeting is so intense.
Because I'm not saying that even the days of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf to call permanent and eminent leaders on that day to say, yeah, this day, or a program we organize, all of them be there. I never saw it in the days of former President Weah.
He said, oh, no more.
Yeah.
Amen. Say, oh, no more, we shall follow by a text message from President Joseph Yumaba wishing me a happy unification day. No, even some of the things that you say, these things are true. These things are things that need to be discussed. You wake up one morning or one day, phone, You people can talk. Tell President Boga, I'll come in to say, look, we think that we need to unite ourselves, and to President Boga, there are too many reports out there that the rule of law not be respected. Mr. President, you need to step up. And he's human. Your kind of opinion, your kind of advice to him too.
But he knows that you were in a position, so you already have an idea.
Yeah. Because some of these things are taking place sometimes not to the knowledge of the president. Even you, when you were in power, there were a lot of things that took place. People say, oh, the president couldn't respect the rule of law, he couldn't respect the constitution, he violated it on so many occasions. Some of these things were done knowingly or unknowingly. And some of these things were done by other people, but it did not reach you. Because you human. The presidents cannot be everywhere. But at the end of the day, we all shift the blame on our leaders because we just feel that they should be there. And that's why they got the evil deterrence to replace it. And some of these leaders are sycophants. They only want to give you the kind of information you want to hear. They will not come to you to tell you the very hard truth. No. Mr. President, the people complaining on you too much.
They will just want you to
Mr. President, the people can't wait to see you when they don't even want to see you.
They want to heighten that divide between you people that there's nobody should be closer, but they gossip on the other side. Why they will bring to you?
Yeah.
You know, the person sitting here, you don't have hearing, they can't there. It's just the order of the day. A reconciliation of this country, unifying Liberia should be at the boom.
You know, it's so entrenched into our society right now. Imagine. People get elected. All of the caucuses. You see 2 senators from a county, representing a county. They don't sit together because the other person feed the other person on party A and party. And most of it, they don't even call meeting. They don't even have setting to say, look, they don't have the developmental agenda of the country.
The district caucus, the county caucus rather, have not been functional.
No.
Because I don't want to say that in the chair meeting for one meeting.
Yeah.
I know a small vote to him.
Let Magidi counted there. They did groundbreaking ceremony for one project, one clinic. All of the lawmakers from Magidi, they're not attend. How many person wants to sit on Senator Magidi?
Nobody. It should only be his kind.
You see?
Now, Bon County.
That was, and so I Joseph. The other men from other place, the other men from other place. You will not see them sitting discussing matters concerning. Just imagine, we got 17 lawmakers for the lower house in Mosorado with 2 senators.
They are 19. The highest number.
Go ask them when the last time they sat in their number is low. Politics and sat. And the agenda is always simple and the same. You told the people you wanted to see the district develop or the country develop. You all there now. When it comes to your politics, you go to a party headquarters, you can handle your party politics and see how you can continue to move. But when it comes to development of the country, and that's why you see development has stalled and they have stagnated it for a long period of time because people think that the first and utmost thing to do is to serve the party other than the sole purpose. Who told you all the people that get elected are the people that are from your party? Some of you got elected with more votes from opposition. Even the candidates that they had in the race, some of them felt them, they scrutinized them, and they felt that they were not prepared and it was not the time to have them elected. They chose to take different person. But as far as you're concerned that your party you want to serve because one party may hang it on you.
And it's not helping us. Like I said earlier on, Ambassador, imagine those who contest in the elections to be president. So you see about 15 political parties, 6, 7, 8 independent candidates. But then after the election, they leave the entire burden of the country just on the ruling party. As it was, they don't have no responsibility to the people.
And that's why I said earlier on, and that's how you see they can place the people in a bracket to vote. Me, I would say to vote at times foolishly.
So
because that's the position they put the people in, they made the people don't understand why it is true. They made the people understand that party that won responsible for everything for those people. So they will not do anything. They will only make sure that they look for the bad side and they be telling the poor, and you see, you see no jobs. You see the healthcare. You see the education system. That the people just say you want it. That's how almost all of the political actors and political parties in this country that they start a campaign.
Sure.
They make sure they will not do anything for the people while they're in opposition.
But
and they take a burden and say, government must do it by all costs. We understand government is supposed to do it for the people.
Then they wait for campaign time regime. I tell them want bring clothes, they want bring food, they want bring this, they will be going for the less fortunate people, they'll be doing it. Why you can't start doing it after you lost election to the people? Because you love them. They're your people, you won't lead.
Who told you political parties cannot get involved into some business? There are a lot of things that we always say here. The agricultural sector there, some of you got 10, 15, 20 acres of land in a village or town you're from. You only telling people, it's just there. But you know when you get involved in agriculture, you say, look, we will get into the issue of rice, or we'll be doing cassava processing, we'll be, while you planting cassava, you harvesting it, you fixing gari, you bagging it, people buy it, it's on the market, it's a form of employment.
Okay,
you can even get involved into the transport sector.
That you're seeing people will benefit. Yeah. Whether you like it or not, President, you know you want burger, the people will make to eat. Whether there's no farm in this country, but you are doing it for your people. It's a don't not love and share for them. You do it for them because they're the ones struggling. They don't have food to eat. When you plant your cassava, your rice, they will go in a bowl, they will eat something.
Mineral water company all around. You say you want to tell me that you cannot even open a mineral water factory that they employ. You want your own people say we the one that the water said they won't buy. Yeah? There are a lot of areas to invest and you'll get a return.
But you don't do it.
And people start to say, but if this man is not there, or this party is not there and doing this whole lot. One more, if we give them return,
sure.
I mean, it will be far bigger and better than this. But you will hear one political party will leave from power 2 weeks, right after leaving power, one day you say, you get money.
Yeah.
You can't get money.
Is this?
You know, why are we taking this country? Yeah, the last time that the video, where Cyril Carrasco have been asked to say, President, we are regretting, former President, we are regretting for accepting defeat. You went to a democratic process, they whip you. The election, you want somebody, you think the game when you
well, even that 2 vote, that 5 votes.
This is the part. This is the part that most of the folks from the former ruling party refusing to accept, including some of them who are even loyal and scholars. But every time they talk, they say, slim magic. 17,000 look at play.
Oui, Tim, the PU. 10, you lose. Once you are the other person is above you, 10. So that's if you got 10, you go back. When they say when you're tired.
But you saw, if the Constitution states 50 plus 1, if you can't get it, the two numbers are high, no candidates, they go for runoff. That's even majority. Why the man beat you one, the man beat you. And you have to accept. And people are refusing to accept that they went for election and they were defeated. You see somebody posted, the president, I'm a president. When they're asking who's the president for Liberia, they're not asking who is the political leader for the United Party. They say, who's the president for Liberia? You hear them say President Joseph Iman Boakai. Whether you voted for him or not, the country that you're from, the country that you're citizen, that's the president there. Go and sleep and be dreaming and think that he's not the president. The same with the past. There are people who couldn't accept that president, former President George Weah or President of Liberia. They could not accept it. And I said to somebody before, I said, if you're dreaming, you will dream for 6 years. Back then, you're thinking that President Weah, former President Weah is not the president of Liberia. That means you're dreaming, you got 6 years to sleep. And even some of them who ran out today say refusing to accept that President Joseph Iman Boakai is the president of Liberia, you live in illusion.
But if we were educating people here about that, to recognize the president as a president, or if you are speaking to the former president, recognize him duly. Allow who are being in a despair.
Yeah.
Saying things I didn't know about. Why would one person think that way? You were aware, you are aware, you are a part. Eh? Let us put aside our ego. We keep that division has kept Liberia, and this is the reason why we are not
And this is almost a clear indication that even if the current president wakes up one morning and said, and shortly we'll go for our commercial. If the former president have said, or the current president have said, woke up one morning or one day, he said, former President George Manneh Weah, as a very special envoy, will mitigate. You're going to be in a crisis somewhere on behalf of Liberia. We want you to go to this West African country, or we want you to represent Liberia to this. You will see rejection. And I hope that former President George Weah, you want to come back for the presidency.
It's possible if you want.
You can rule that out. Nobody, you can, but you have to be mindful how you proceed and how you listen to your people, because you might just be damaging something that could just be in your favor. Because when you allow people to start making you to make the kind of a statement, the expression, rejecting some of the invitation, they will not help you, because these things will be counted against you tomorrow when people are campaigning. Even some of the people who today you see they in opposition arguing that they collaborating with you, and everybody arguing, because in Liberia, after election, the parties that do not win, when they group themselves, they make themselves look that they there for the common good, which those things are lied. Those very same people. You will hear the people for the ANC tomorrow say, but when the American can't make president again, well, he can forgive, he keep things in high, and you will be shocked. But right now, every one of you facing the same problem. You're in opposition, so it looks so unique. But tomorrow, when you say let's go for this person, we saw it. We have one group of people here called Collaborating Political Party. Everybody was clapping, and we said on this platform, can we trust these people that they will hold together and go to election? They got divided. Accusation, counter-accusation, alteration, framework document, all the words were being used.
Which is a thing called the author, the base. And this thing is affecting this country forever so long.
It's affecting the country.
And we need, if you go to the churches, Ambassador, there are times two churches in just one vicinity.
Yeah,
the pastor and the pastor, they can't speak to each other.
Yeah, they speak out, they put it outside.
Yeah.
The other pastor will be vexed because he can see you going to the other church.
Then they will wait. When another pastor man, they put the priest, like the choir singing, you're singing loud.
Yeah.
You see, you want to bring the people to Christ, but you're dividing them. Say, yeah, you should not go on this side. You should stay on this side. I think there are churches that the two pastors that can never lay eye to eye. The division is too much. People in the marketplaces, people in the offices, the owner-minded, the bite-biting. At times they go to the extent to carry their friend under this ground. Only because they hate you, they won't see you. Because why? They see that their leaders are not living with those examples, so themselves follow suit. And if we must unify this country, it has to be to the bone. It has to be with sincerity. And if I can see that this president, Joseph Iman Boakai, can place a call to Ezra Cummings, Bernard Ure, George Weah, Ellen Joseph Saliv, the Council of Churches, the National Muslim Council of Liberia, the chairman of the National Council of Chiefs and Elders, I'm so happy to hear this. That means there's a leader who wants to see things happening. And he set an example. Let's leave President Boakai out of this thing here. Let's see what his action depicts. Because number one, his age, he won't be here forever. It's a reality. Even one President Boakai will for the next 50 years here, you see that. Up to you realize what it will be. But what he's doing is an example that those who are still alive with such an ambition to become leaders of the district, leaders of the county, leaders of the country, should see that this is how it should be.
Another vibe, just before we go for our Muhammad, Healing Center for Life International, it's even shocking to Liberians to know that our just past president and the current president will go year plus, we're all communicating.
Yeah.
So what? How
And the fact that he might even mention it with that kind of pride.
The fact of even mentioning it. So what?
It says, hey,
and who knows why the bank calling you to because he said, oh, no more.
Yeah. I don't know, so calling him. You were just there at the inauguration, shaking hand. You, the current president, the former president, were raising the president in the air. You were just there. So does that mean that?
And you even on record or stating that you could communicate with him. Say, even the former vice president, you saw her appearance on one of the on this Spoon talk show where she said they left. They visited the current president at the time. He was then former vice president, and when they left, they got a call for his children. Oh, that the woman was not well, and they had to call. She communicated with the former president, and they all responded. The former president to have said, "Oh yeah, we communicate." So, hey man, what are we going to do? How do we get these people to see the bigger picture called Liberia and put aside the political feelings or hurt for whatever reason?
Our people are the ones dividing this country. If only they can leave the example, it will be of great help to this country. But because they are not living those issues with example, this is why we are seeing the
Senator Johnson died. They went there to sympathize. Somebody extending their hand. The other person said, I was first getting the person's understand tradition.
Yeah.
They was sort of give you the kind of all the things. So if you understand tradition now, then walk to the old man.
Yeah.
Let us hear he will stop. If you understand tradition, you know the area, walk to him.
Yeah.
You people are stone throw from one another. Walk to him. And let us hear that the officers work there, would they respect you and say, no, or you put in, you got an office that is running, voted, supported by what's the other fund, you former president. You enjoying your benefit as former president. And who knows? You will come back tomorrow as the president.
You still have the
you
time.
can communicate. The minister or state for presidential affairs, the protocol. These are people you can. So look, I want to have a meeting. There are people here that the former president drove to the executive mansion to have a meeting with the current president, and it was fruitful. And there are a couple of things that he advised the president on, and you will be healed. People start saying, "Oh yeah," you see.
And our leaders need to live by example.
Yeah.
They need to lead by example. It is very much important for us. It is very much important for us. Because if we will lead by example, our followers, their followers, will copy from them. But the division, we can eat in one way. You see, people say, roll. They just go be in there.
Yeah.
Because I plenty. I know the other point thing that is that we are not in the driving seat, so we see it that we have nothing to contribute. So we see anything we want to do, we
don't love to hear the hard truth in this country. One woman who won the Nobel Peace Prize was given a chance on one of our independence celebrations. She spoke 1 minute after 10-15 minutes, the people descended on that woman. All sort of things, after agreeing that the speech was so good, in split second, they went for her. And that was the last one there. No other person could deliver any independent oration beside people who came from that party.
But know the message first, like going preach.
And we saw it quite recently.
Yeah, Nije.
Yeah, Dr. Pilot.
Yeah.
Government started to distance ourselves from that. Ministry of Information was there.
Men are tying our face. And the embassies that are walking out.
Yeah.
Because somebody
says something. They gave financial money 10, and Ellen Johnson said he gave financial money 10 to one independent celebration. They met sitting at the party chairman when they met. They said the whole relationship turns sour. Why we make ourselves like that we will not hear the hard truth?
Okay, let's go for Barry Maga or Crash
You did not advise we have to have the post. They did not do good. And that other training that we know somebody when you see certain line, you can know who wrote it.
Yeah, to be fair, but that today they're ready for former president. We are when him anything when he want to write for you or he don't want to use that thing. But one that's not really right for him to say, we know I can say, we know we bear right for the time. We want to say these things. You see, correct any game issue when you hear they telling you that. So
the same police that he called regime police, also now he's asking them for investigation to get involved in investigate.
That's good, eh?
They go there.
We are helping this country, and it's just always the case. When you come to power, say we win, we fall to bring you down. When we go to power, say the other person win, they bring us down. Just that's just the case in this country.
It's funny, so nice.
Isn't it normal?
But we're not even getting where we're supposed to be.
That Liberia development process just on a slow pace.
You get people, teachers go stand on the blackboard, they teaching, they bring politics to the children. They threaten the children to go to the rally, they threaten the children to go to the other place. Who they want to say and threaten me to say, you force to go to this? Now even my bishop, my pastor, he forced to, he can't even remember the whole church.
Okay, that is good.
Okay, start with bring you Mary Maga.
There are 3 quarters that constitute our term. Section 1. Please, you are correct. 3 sections constitute this term of our session. So with that said, in the wisdom of the chair, this is our second session.
Mr. President, on the floor.
You will be recognized. I just try to lay up the case, then we come back. Second quarter of the information rule.
We cannot be speaking for the 6-year terms because clearly, what if I committed a crime and I was suspended and I'm not re-elected? What if I committed a crime and I got suspended and I'm not re-elected? So the character of the law or rules, they did not take into consideration the years or rather the term every time we
Legislatively, your punishment will be within that term. In that term is the 6 years. If we are to punish you, as I call it, it's a term. It's a term.
Mr. President.
It's a term.
Mr. President. I'm not going to be respected, Mr. President.
We'll go for you.
Mr. President.
Then we go to the chief clerk. We have to come to no, it's okay. Okay, please conclude.
Mr. President, let me talk to my distinguished colleague again. This theater is a political theater. I don't care.
All of them, please. The DJ. We gather, this is something. We gather. Our parents are please conclude and so we can decision of this. Yeah, please, you have we need to test this.
I made reference to our rule on a 3.2 that made reference with the exception of our rule, the misdemeanor should be observed. And also want to tell the police that Article 38 that gave us the power to make our own rules. What our rules
after you had the time, we give you please to speak, please. You're not talking. You'll be just along over there, please. You have your turn, please.
Article 38.
As far as the person has already DJ 17. All the parents guys, please conclude. All the Please speak to the microphone. Police, please allow the police to conclude. Our police guy, you'll be denied procedure. Please speak. Let us speak. You never dance. Please speak. Just speak. Stop. That's fine. Denied.
Presiding.
So, Mr. President, due to the complications on the floor and the movement on the agenda.
When you take the first
Distinguished colleagues, we go to put this motion to task. We have exhausted it. We have discussed a debated this. Distinguished colleagues, having listened to the motion 5, the young framework, are you ready to vote? All those in favor, the motion, please raise your right hand. In favor of the motion, please listen. All those in favor of the motion made by the young framework, please raise your right hand. If you do not listen, it's concerning the one. The man will repeat that motion.
So
And the
folks,
agenda be
motion,
adopted.
the agenda.
That was the motion. All those against. Those abstain. Those abstain. Please announce the results. Denied. Please announce the result. But you understand, I'm not saying you off my ear. You stand and announce the result.
Honorable Double Speaker and Presiding Officer, Honorable Presiding Officer, they are at 44, 1 against, no suspension. Thank you very much.
Distinguished colleagues, with 44, the motion is carried. The adjournment is adopted. Police. Well, listen. In keeping of our proceeding, motion for reconsideration is something that we should accept. Our jury for Thomas Weir is recognized. We proceed. Jury Weir is recognized. We proceed. The agenda is adopted.
MAGA is our proud sponsor. We want to say thanks to all of you this morning for joining us. And it's good, there are already testimonies for you to go to Bernard's Farm there at the Kumabelu and Son Tissue Factory, opposite Tissue Factory. There where you find a married MAGA. So it's good that you try. Those of you suffering from typhoid, also rheumatism, stroke, low pressure, sexual transmitted diseases, if you have growth in your stomach, and a lot more. Remember, this is a supplement that helps clean the body, so it's good that you go there, and you know that, as a matter of fact, the way it will treat you will be different. It varies, as a matter of fact, because people are not taking it for the same problem. Some are taking it for the eye problem, some are taking it for low blood pressure, some are taking it for rheumatism, some are taking it for asthma, some taking it for ulcers. So it varies based upon the problem you are faced with and the fact that you are taking the MAGA, so you will treat it. But it's been tested 100% recognizable side effect is not possible inside. So it's very easy to drink, and it must be taken in hot. That's what they call it, Marimaga hot tea. You have to take it hot. Let it be hot. It will help you. Marimaga has helped a lot of people in this country. Remember, Marimaga now is in 4 counties. Lofa County, Bong County, Nimba, that is Lofa, Bong, Nimba, and Mosurado County. And there are plans to extend into the county, and there are also plans to extend in other counties across Liberia or Port Sudan. Others can get help. Imagine Marimaga has traveled as far as going to the United States. There are folks who buy products from here now, sending for their people in Asa to be able to help them, because some of this issue is natural. It's from natural herbs it's been made. You know, some of you have tried various issues, have gone places, gone to drink concoctions and all issues, have gone to people that don't know anything and somebody do anything to you. But the Marimaga for Life Healing Center, it is not such a place. It's an area where the product is so unique that it's not just saying, oh, it's on the shoe, they want for China, they want for Ghana, they want for Togo, they want for this. No. It's peculiar. So that's why you have to go there, and because when you go there, you'll be able to ask questions. When you buy them from somebody, or if possible that you will buy from somebody, to ask that person all the questions they say a few times about this thing, and he said. But when you go to the office, there are people there, so the product is not outside on the market. Though there are plans with this mass production, so that it can be out with other favorite points that you can find it. But right now, in Mosurado County, it's at the Banana Farm area. So you find time and go there, and you are able to ask all of the questions you want to ask, all of the information you want to get, you get it, and you start your Marimaga. There are some people who are on a third dose. There are some people on a second, and they are now experiencing relief in their body. So Marimaga is something that's good in Liberia. It's good that you go there.
Yeah, you go there, explain your problem.
Yeah.
Be honest and tell them exactly, but they will tell you when you are taking this the supplement, there are things they will tell you the do's and the don'ts.
Sure.
You know, so don't go there. When they tell you when you consume it, don't consume alcohol, don't chew cola, don't snort, don't smoke, and all of these things, and you leave from that, because most of the time, even some of the Western medicine I would take, when we go to hospital and clinic and the medicine are prescribed to us, they tell us to take it. Sometimes we fall short in completing our treatment. So when you start to do it, because you want to take it today, then tomorrow you take it because you have something to do, and at the end of the day, when it don't work, you might just be thinking, oh, they put in line. To take your time and hold on to all of what they will tell you, you do it. Then you see the outcome. Then you can be, but if you
1 week, long.
Yeah. So you must be able to understand some of these things. Yeah.
Okay.
So and that place is not where people go. They're not juju being over there. They're playing. They go crossing. You go to the Mole Man, or you go to the Canon, or go to Papa. It's a place where you go, you see testimonies of people who have taken in some of the problems that they have all been going away. Some of them have spent thousands of dollars on one sickness, on another, from this place to another place. Today, some of them today, growth, typhoid, rheumatism, also low pressure, sexual transmitted diseases, stroke, all of these things.
Yeah, and when you go there, you already listen to some other numbers read. We love to reinforce it so that you can know exactly who you're talking to. Mr. Prince B. Gray Senior. Numbers. This will help you when you get there and you find difficulty getting through or setting an appointment. When to go there will also help you. 0776 369 805, 0776 369 805, and 0888 856 776, 0888 856 776. These are the numbers. And try. You won't regret. It's very important. Marimaga for life, married for life unit center is in Liberia now, the Bananas Farm area. It's called the Married Maga Heart Team, and it will help you because they will give you a lot of pieces of advice that can help you to be able to take Married Maga. Just try it. There are others that were on the second dose and 1 week dose for 1 week is $5,600, $350 for one, $5,600 for the pack, the set for a week. So when you finish a week in the morning, evening, and you finish with that, you can go in. As soon as you finish 2-3 degree relief of your problem, and it helps the body. And while you are even treating something, it's helping to cure another thing. So it's very, very important this morning. Many thanks, all of you. Married Maga is our proud sponsor on this platform, the Morning Ride, Cool 91.9. Good morning. Many thanks, all of you. Go there and try. You tell us. You'll give your testimony. Good morning.
So we say good morning to all of you, and so you can go there. They're in Bananas Farm, Painesville. They are currently in 4 counties. They're there in Zozo, Fonje Malofa County. They're in Bangabong County, in Ganta, Mima County, and a lot of Painesville, Moserado. So you can go there, explain your problem to them. Go there. They are there. They are always willing with open arms to make sure that they can talk to you and get things done for you. So folks, we are back on it again. So, we are looking at, so we don't even know as to what is going to be next year, Unification Day again, before the 2 leaders will have to have some form of communication. Or this could just be the beginning of having a nice conversation in moving Liberia forward. Because these are our leaders that we expect to lead us in a direction that we are not divided. Because the fact that somebody will sit and say, but against freedom, I want a president, so what we're speaking to him for?
But what can happen?
What would not speak to the people? I will not speak to the other president. So we hope that this will just be the beginning of the peace fight. Because when our leaders start to set some of the highest standard and example for those who follow them and to lead them in the right direction, it makes a whole lot better for the lives of the people and the improvement of the country. So we should not be in a position to turn to overlook it. I hope our religious people can take siege of this matter and know that. Because to see and hear and read, to have read from the social media handout from the former president that since January 2024 that they have not spoken, it's something that needs to be looked at. Folks, you are the judges out there. Where do we go from here? And it's a whole lot. So at 9 o'clock we're going to be talking about a donation that was made to the Liberia National Police, the breath tester, or we call it the breath laser. Wanting the issue of safety, especially with road accident. Those who normally consume alcohol and run, excessively, crash into another vehicle or kill people and people get injured. So all of these things to reduce it, because when they go, because in Liberia we got a tendency that they can't kill somebody for accident building. But if you went and consumed alcohol and you got drunk and decided to run excessively and cause an accident that will take away lives or damage your property or people get injured in the process, and when you are tested, you will feel the full weight of the law for that. But we hope that the Inspector General spoke about the fact that they will train their officers in how to use it. But we want to talk more about that. But let's go to the lines now to talk.
Reconciliation, unification.
Yesterday, National Unification Day. Friends, family, relatives, all receiving text messages from the friends and relative loved ones wishing you to have us unify ourselves, move Liberia to the next level, as well as wanting to slow down some of the tension that we've been engulfed with for a long period of time based on the lines of politics. But you also read, and let me read this again before. So on yesterday, the former president issued a statement on his social media handle, especially at Facebook. He said, today on this May 14, 2025, I again wish all Liberians a happy Unification Day and urge us all towards act in the ultimate interests of the nation. Earlier this morning, I received a missed call from an unknown number, which was followed by a text message from President Joseph Boakai wishing me a happy Unification Day and urging national unity. I responded to said message in return by wishing him a happy Unification Day. I have not spoken to President Boakai since January 2024. I iterate that the true unification is not based on superficial political gimmicks, but on the rule of law and constitutional order. I again urge President Boakai to respect the rule of law, respect past and present political leaders, and uphold the sanctity of our hard-fought democratic institutions and processes in order to foster national unity, national unification. May God bless Liberia. His Excellency George Manuel Weah, Senior former President, Republic of Liberia. Folks, yes. And you see where the current president did not just stop there and say, oh, I called the man. Said the man answer, let me just give it. He said he saw the missed call from an unknown number, but he was followed again by a message.
Yeah, text him.
So I think that the former president should see it now as a line that should open avenue for a conversation that can lead to strengthening a better relationship and moving Nigeria forward.
And he was not even the only person.
Yeah.
The other party leader, like Ellen Johnson, Leonard Yue, Senator Cummings, the Council of Chiefs, the chairman, the Muslim Christian Council, and he went as far as stating that he was aware she was not the process.
Yeah, Chief, how are you?
Well, can't complain on.
So, I can say, our president, thank you very much for getting our former president, George Manuel Weah. But for me, don't look at our former president already and the job.
No, I beg you, God.
Our former president.
Yeah, but no, please, just use the kind of word that will be suitable for the conversation and not outside of the box.
I know, but it's like the leadership is involved in leadership in some way. But I'm not proud of it. You know, very down, you know, we all the politics. You see, so come on, we are talking about it, but
you're right. You're welcome.
Thank you. My name is Josiah Smooth from Corner Peace Island, coming from 540. You know what he goes along? Let me say thank you to Ambassador Boakai. As the way the message I will receive this call, but he said follow text to tell you how well the president may reach one of the reach to him. He said, I saw a missed call before I went no more. Follow a test with President. What I think he mentioned here, what God. Why morality, you gotta respect the rule of law, you gotta do that. As a peace ambassador, according to you, former peace ambassador, former president of the country, why would claim that you are having that brain, your heart, brain, your space? Why would it takes? Say to them before you're not going to the president, he just reminded that all we need to do is in the interest of our country. What the big deal about it? And not only you. But the one man said, they get more to respond, one woman get one man chief council errors and church leaders. When women issue our lessons, when we say this, we get vote. Our friend concerned, my president, only AARD, none of the same president, we are not accept to talk to you that God will not move forward in development. Marasari, that was also not going. They have a son of the government. Well, the Indian population went to be on the road in Nigeria. She was here, she wanted bring out the leaders for that road again, no seats. That's what I'm doing here.
Okay.
She showed to all the things she did. She got my brother.
Thank you.
The ethics. Because we have his home.
Thank you, my brother. Let's talk to another call. Yeah, but these are, yeah, it's good that these people had this kind of a conversation. It's not just that when you talk, it means that grow and not move far. Grow and move far, stay. But these people are our leaders and they should lead with an example. Good morning. Yeah, morning. Morning, sir.
I just read, I just listened to Facebook post, and you just read, and I also read. So I want to say in this nation, sound quality and good education is good for all. Sound quality and good education good for all. You just read on Facebook post that President Reagan, May 14, you think President Joseph Dumont is serious for reconciliation in the I say no. If you want to even God such character as President we are doing even is that only a identical day you will invite it. And firstly, it will on your number. Secondly, your full number saying happy unification. Is an invitation to President Weah. No, the President Weah responded by saying happy unification. So, I don't know what that's called. Let me speak on this one. Don't allow people to play us in this nation. President Joseph Yuma is not serious to reconcile.
So, okay, let me ask you now. So, former President Weah is the person who also serious for reconciliation. If he would admit that since 2024, January 2024, he had not spoken to this person, did he say in his right order, I have tried, I have called, but he have never answered or never replied to my text? But it seems to be only going one-sided.
Let me give you a reason why.
No, I'm asking if President Weah actually too serious for reconciliation?
Yes, President Weah is very serious to reconcile this country and unite this country.
Yeah, why? That's why I was there.
President Weah has never come on your own hand support any damage project that President Joseph Yuma brought out here. President Weah stepped up. President Weah never supported anything.
Okay, thank you, my brother. Thank you, because we all too being here, we are listening to the former president also issuing threats, talking about if either the next time the thing that took place in Kinjor, if either they're going to go for persecution, they're going to bring him. You know, and if care is not taken, it's because we have the reasons why these people speak the way they speak.
Sure.
Because they always feel they got people to defend them. We need to be honest and look at this thing here. And besides that, people who advise me, even former President George Weah needed to accompany Pandora back, so even have gone to a written meeting on his social media hangout. Oh yeah, whether you got the call from the president, or you got a text from him, that should have been an exchange between you people. But the fact that you brought it to the public glare, it will be discussed the way people understand it. Let's talk to other callers. You live.
Good morning to you, Basil.
G'day.
Yeah, thank you for your platform this morning. And let me use your platform to speak to our president to tell him thank you for what he did yesterday. And then you're going to prepare what we call the ground loyalty and becoming a target money for the CBC.
No, nobody can attack what we got. We did not write.
Yeah,
we were not the one who wrote it.
You're on about money becoming.
No, we're not on that. We're talking about reconciliation. These people are the leaders of the country. We are not on anybody. We are discussing why this law need people, because they are fighting the country in somehow. They are that we wanted to have a permanent seat. Former President George Weah is I can't feel you, but he's not in the support.
Thank you for your show.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's talk to other callers you like.
Good morning, Mr. Brooks.
Good morning.
My name is Anita Gomez and I call you from Raleigh.
Good morning, Anita. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. The former president told us that he and the present president did not spoke from January 2024 up to now. So he knew all of that. Why the former president didn't reach out to the current president too? So if someone forgot about you over the period of time, and then they told the wife on your unification day to put a call to you. It is a crime. And then all went out for so many past years. There was no problem. But our former president, which is George Weah, you know the reason why is president trying to get out to reach out is the follower of our former president. Because now, yesterday I went on the social media, I found about a lot of insulting words to the president. You can't do this to the president of the US. Let our former president find us peace in heart to forgive. We're talking about reconciliation. Whatever the leader does, the people will also follow. We are looking at them. I voted for this government, but I will not choose the wrong part of this government. No. Whatever our president go wrong, I will be the first person to flex it. I will tell you, no, Mr. President, it's wrong. Very wrong.
Oh.
So, we are appealing to the past president to find a space in us to forget whatever the president did to me. I can't go to Becky. Let me let you.
Thank you. Thank you this morning. Let's talk to the callers on the line. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Wiggy, and good morning, Donna.
They were doing.
Thank you for this morning for this particular topic. It's very important. You know, reconciliation is the key to development. But our leaders and some of the followers are not what's important for us here. You know, normally people say the former president was a peace icon. Well, how much is it going to bring peace? Because if you have one of the titles, you think people that know how this country and around the world. People should depend on you to be able to do the best for this country. Well, as now say that, it's like the woman I wrote out a speech. That is how you follow. I'm probably speaking for himself, we know what he's doing. But people telling me to say what he's supposed to say. And it's a follow us. Even if the person has not communicated with you, you are a strong president and you need to make the people in this country to get better. I mean, as a peace icon, you gotta get a lead. For our followers, the followers of the leaders are the problem for them. They need to follow themselves. But they only look at better. You have to people for the kind of show you have to look for whatever organization. Now everybody is possible for this country. I get in one of the color. What will you be one side? Everybody with President Walker, we strong it.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for being part of the conversation this morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me say good morning. So, for me, it's Abraham Sasser with Jerry and Tony from District Post Opening. So, for me, I see no issue or what will make it issue on the radio. The former president said he received this or any immediate responded when he noted what President Ouattara. And he has stated that unification message as well to him. And he wrote it right. So, I know. When the party won, when Mr. Ouattara won, President, we are basically president.
Well, you can call other members of, President, we are call other members of Ouattara, right?
No, don't misquote me. Don't misquote me. I said the former president, the president.
No, you said President, we are, and Mr. Ouattara.
And President Ouattara. But we make it sure not to share the regular money.
My man, better you don't call, because if you think that is not, yeah, that can be like this. Let my brother just be like this. You say something, everybody you want to deny. The main issue here, nobody cares to look at it.
Well, you are not seeing the essence of this conversation. The essence of this conversation is not because they're raising the issues, but it's important that we reconcile. It's important that we unify this country, and the leaders are the first and some of the setup. And then the more people saying that since the inauguration, here the current president have not spoken, and the president called him. He said unknown number, or they can see the text, we know who called him.
And you know, one of the things that they keep missing, this is something that people try to miss. It should be troubling and worrisome to each and every Liberian who has Liberia at heart to see that our former president and the current president will not be on speaking terms for a year.
But nobody seeing it.
Plus,
but because a year they are probably
and we tend to overlook it. No, Liberia has issues to be addressed by former presidents and current president. So when these people are folding their hands and only watching the current president to run the show, it becomes difficult.
Sure.
He sat in that seat before as president. And he has the experience as president. President Baga, but then had the experience as vice president. You know, the two positions are not just the same. You find the president making more decisions than the vice president. That's why the vice president is the president of the Senate. You go there, you get there. But President Baga, former President George Weah, became president of this country before President Baga, so he has that experience, and he must be able to provide some level of guidance. While President Baga is older than him, the fact that he was in that position for 6 years, he's known to such position. But you people are just voting it out and not looking at the main issue. You all want people to discuss what you want to be discussed. And this is something that is affecting our country. Our leaders seem not to be on the right path of reconciliation.
Yeah.
And it's dividing us. Even from your comment, it tells you that you are already taking your own side.
And the effect of those people being divided is also affecting the followers.
Yeah.
For his comment.
Do we need our leaders that you know? And these things is not based on national politics. These things are things with ego. Power. It's not in the interest of the country. When you go to ask, maybe you go ask President Baga and President Baga will tell you the man frisky, probably because he's an elderly man. That personal thing, you go to ask for former President George Weah and he will tell you, the permission will come to me. And we tend to overlook it.
Reconciliation, unification of this country matters more.
And because of the same thing, we have
morning, Mr. Scotty.
This country will be different. Trust me. And you will really address to do what we're supposed to do, to appreciate what we see good. This man or older man, and you are young boy that when you see 18-year-old, you clap. When he was going, if you really hear something good about this country, for which you don't pay country for 6 years, what a minute, but they have to do it. I tell you, they have to enjoy selling before she went to a control pass. So, when you expect the old man basing like this, going from country to country, from district to district, representing fighting the money capital baby, they will call you every day, or you do what you would also call it friends. The old man, that woman, he's trying the best. You know how that material is live with my one. After that 10 years, that old man will be me in a chair to go for you. He will be a fellow boy. Trust me, once the 7 hours to the country and connect the whole country, you will remain a day in that. They'll take you the money.
I'll come to that. And you know, so we need to come to think about this thing holistically, Liberians. We have forgotten that we were all first born as Liberians. Before deciding at the age of 18 or above which one of the political parties you would prefer to join, or which individual or political actors you can give their support. Because these are critical national issues with major concern, but we tend to overlook these.
Yeah, because of the politics.
Because of the politics.
And Ambassador, let me say something. You remember that former President Weah called at the time President-elect Chisom Baga when he conceded.
Yeah.
That number that changed. Why now say unknown number?
Yeah.
You see? But before we don't see these things, the point we are raising is that these interactions should be welcome. Should always be, especially on the national events that cover the country.
Okay, let me talk to this caller on the line. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning for you and your colleagues.
Good morning.
For you. You know, sometimes as journalists, this is Joe Warner, by the way, Joe Warner.
Yeah.
What we do sometimes when we talk on sensitive topic like this, don't open phone lines. You tend to educate and you can't resolve anything. Educate, inform, and entertain. And not necessarily that you can't open your phone line. The political field does not make a show. What you say is what they will make a show.
Sure.
The kind of thing you're doing, don't open phone lines. Just say it as it is. You know, because morality I'm gone. Where you going, nobody know. Why in Liberia? You want any tradition no more whites? Where the older man that you say, hello, my son, you look at the older man and you insult him? What is it? Where are we going? We can people going on talk show. We thank God I'm not a politician. And you know what? The appetite of politics is eroded in the hearts and minds of many of us.
Sure.
Because when I think I'm saying here, the people feel in Liberia, and you myself who are taxpayers, who go for the term as politician, they ain't time for us. I think the time is coming that they will say, in value for my level, but I got people internal. And we came from one winner for Liberia. No winner. No. Even nobody that is saying you know something. That what I want to you, please, I want to advise him, and I will have suggestion.
Yeah.
Don't open phone.
Okay.
Yes, process in our head because I noticed that people they're not understanding. They
All
look
right.
at Joe, as if I really want to. They look at Joe, as if I really want to. They don't want us and we're supposed to tell our leaders.
Yes.
Thank you.
We're respecting the process. We're talking what they're doing is not right.
Thank you.
And tell me, say something that happened in the secret, you bring in the movie. Man, for God's sake.
Thank you.
For
Thank
God's
you.
sake. Thank you for the time.
Thank you, Mr. Warner.
And not just
But that's it.
That's just it. And that's why we've been talking over the period of time to the people. You know, we always telling them, no. And when he said, that's true. But the very same people will say, oh my man, you had a discussion, you refuse for us to put in our views. And we want people to see this thing as a mean of people who surround the president advisor, to talk to him. People who that surrounding the former president to talk to the picture. The
answer is welcoming. The people hear that our leaders, past and current, are talking. You know what I mean? It's so that we are moving forward. Let me talk to Peterson Sonia. Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Eli. Go ahead.
Yeah, J-Bar, this is Peterson K. Sonia. I called from my office. I'm trying to see you in Wiki, you put it right. This country, Nathaniel Bar, are just from 6 counties in the southeast. The county have not reconciled it at all. The way you see the president wrote down there, the former president, they wanted, there are people who move for this guy, who just don't want to see the country move forward, who just don't want to see Liberian united. This one of the issues I have with the President Baba, they shouldn't be just a phone something that have a national unification. There are days that we set aside out there. We just got the complex of the president people in the country. No. You just do the one with reconcile the country.
The people can do it among themselves. They can do it among themselves to score political goals. They don't go to the real issues.
Leaders are come to power, and all they want is just what go in their pocket, what go on their family table. They forget about it. They
Okay, thank you.
On ourselves.
Thank you. This morning, let me talk to this caller on the line. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Wiki, and good morning to the people of Nigeria.
Good morning.
This is for Kato, and I call from my office. Wiki, let me say thanks to you and Natalia for the program this morning. And you know, election comes and go, and there's a winner.
Sure.
2017, former President Weah defeated President Buhari in the election. And right upon his inauguration, the first visit he made was to President Buhari's house, and he was received, welcomed by the entire family. And so the media and the public has been concerned why they are saying, things are not being done by President Buhari. You just saw it, President Buhari sent text message to, by the way, he called, and President Weah said he did not pick up a call. And President Buhari sent him text. Like everybody else has said, President Weah has to let go the past election. Everybody defeat people in election. The example was during the joint presidential transition team, where President Buhari and Vice President Whom were working, and he shot the hand of President Buhari and refused a handshake from the Vice President Idoshi. Senator Tate while Johnson died, he did the same thing. So they keep telling us that that was the reason why President Buhari did not rush to go to former President Weah House, because this man, just for example, come and support the agenda for Nigeria to get a permanent and non-permanent state on UN General Assembly. He declared unification day, the president called him, he refused to pick up a call according to himself. Now, I received a missed call. He received a missed call and saw a text message from the sitting president with an error statement. He did not return the call. But you can't lie to say, then to January, and I have not spoken. President Weah is tentative, he has to change. And lastly, people believe that he's a man of peace, and sometimes I disagree. Because if you are a man of peace, and you are a peace ambassador, you are peaceful by nature, it will be reflected in the leadership you exhibit. It will be reflected in your political party that you are serving as a leader. If you have a political party that is known for violence, that is known for things that are illegal or are unlawful, I don't want to people when they are trying to demonstrate and all of that, they will believe you are like a peaceful person. The way even the people you are supervising, all the current president, they call him Mr. Buhari. None of them call him Mr. President, or they don't call him President, they don't even see him as President. Including their party chairman.
Okay, Chief, thank you for being part of the conversation this morning. Thank you. And Liberians, let us see reason in our hearts to move on for this country. So even that those who are around our leaders can also help to guide them in the process. And we hope that they can also give listening ears to some of these things. Because these things, we tend to overlook. Our international partners are looking at us.
They are watching us.
These things can even affect the growth and development of our country. It can affect aid coming to our country. It can affect people wanting. But what sort of people? And we've been saying anything for a long period of time.
We'll go to the position we are reconciled.
Yeah,
but they don't see it in reality.
They hide in the faces of people so much.
Good morning. You live, go ahead.
Good morning, Nat and Bo. This is Pastor David for District 6. Well, I think unification is not on the list. It's not in words. It's in action and it's in deeds. The president of the country, he did all to unite our country. I remember when we said there were divisions, there were some who said the country is not divided. Even though we knew that after election, there are still bitterness. We all follow what happened in 2017. Many of us have thought that His Excellency Mr. Buhari, with all the experience, who have done the truth. But contrary, I want to ask now, I don't know why you were in the shoes of George Weah. Daniel Sanders will go on the media, Jerry Griffith will go on the media, and Court George, all of them election day, I call you for taxi. So what I suggest, the whole process to go to the unified now, because President Buhari please, he put God to judge me. I don't know who is speaking in that little man. But yes, we have to understand ourselves. Nobody is speaking side yet. But why we are not being honest to ourselves?
Okay. Prince Kolake, good morning.
So thank you, Na, and thanks for the exclusive recognition. So let me extend my revolutionary plea to Bibra Joe Mutawana. He's one person that some of us really makes his voice in the media. So let him say, in essential topic of such, it is good to be discussed by you journalists and just forget about our opinion. Because if you listen to callers, there are a lot of claims and counterclaims. And we are not really honest to what you guys are portraying. The issue about reconciliation, let me say, it shouldn't be a words, but it should be a deed. The country is highly divided politically, travel land, regional land. The country is divided. The various countries are divided. Territorial boundaries are divided. When will we have precedent that will speak to the consciences of each and every one of us for us to come together? If you go to the certain part of Nima, you will see there are people still discussing in that anger about this regime, and there are people too, their claims and counterclaims about the past regime. They think it's not about CDC, it's not about Jowia or about President Baka. They think it's about Nigeria. When we have leaders that will unify us. So these are what you guys are saying. If you look at what happened, President Baka, at the time President we had war, he drove to President Baka in President Baka's house. He taking that quarter say. So what would it take for President Baka war at the time for him to have done the same? He did not do it. Like Pastor just said in conclusion, the issue of reconciliation, after all of those talks in around here, to then place a phone call to an individual to press him, just to hear Tunde and ask you consider as a reconciliation.
Okay.
Look at the airport.
Okay. And you know, like there's one saying, we are not saying that because the call or the president called, that means the whole country is unified. But unification starts with one positive step.
You know, we keep missing.
But further understanding,
we keep missing the mark in this country. 2 persons or 3 persons cannot hold this country at a hostage because of the political differences. They should understand. Like somebody was saying, look, when Eddie Jones said it before, except you serve in that position before.
But it's a position you don't have an experience going to offshore until you get there.
President Baka, what he's facing currently as a president, he did not face it as vice president.
No way, no.
Where he has the appointing power and to dismiss as well, that it borders around his leadership style. Former President George Weah, when it comes to the presidency, especially being president, he served as president before President Baka became president. So people are expecting also to provide some level of maturity and leadership as well. Because the tax being a president is not paid. Nobody should see when we're looking to have seen former President George Weah ascending to the presidency and was able to manage in the last 6 years before he was defeated. I mean, it tells you history will always judge him for his time as president of Liberia. And we also say the same to the current president. Most of the time, at times, these people are surrounded by secret from who knows? Private.
They won't say the truth.
Private President Baka, they have sat and thought and said, look, I will go to President Weah or former President George Weah to sit with. And some of the advisors will be, no, let the man come with the man serious. The man supposed to come on this side. Or private, former President Weah too, who have sat and said, look, it will take nothing for me. I think I will draft or just go to the president will go there and put an election. And at times our leaders will take the pieces of advice and think, because in Liberia we are not true to our leaders. We destroy them in the name that we defended them. At the end of the day, when you are no longer in a position, today we hear all sorts of things that former President George Weah today. But some of the churches come down, oh, they make listen, they don't forgive. But when the man was president, we kept asking, some of you got our record. Who advising the president? Is he listening or they are not advising him? Is it based on the paycheck that they are not telling this man that, Lord Chief, you can't proceed with this, you can't do with it. Like we said, when an invitation was extended to former President George Weah on the case for Liberia, knowing full well the role that he has played over the year and working with the U.S., who were ambassador for UNICEF and touring around the world, making case for children who were into war-torn country, hunger, and all of these things. People felt, my Ellen Johnson, who also worked with the UN, the World Bank, and other institutions, as former president, she mustered the courage to be part of the team. Even up to this time, she's still touring the world on behalf of Liberia, making a case. But people sat there, reportedly advised our former president not to go there, and the former president, they started making statements, oh, the police respect me, you know.
Don't go there.
Sometimes we need to put these things aside. Because some of the things you see happening today, tomorrow, Mr. Former President, when you decide to go to campaign, some of the people who say they join your party or they are advancing you are the same people who would come back and tell us, we told the man said you're not going nowhere. We were right here when your former party chairman sat down and said all sorts of things about you. And we need to guide our leaders, not always what they want to hear. Respectfully, you can disagree. Guide the president, advising that he reject it, the prosperity judge you tomorrow. We agree that sometimes these things, but the people must have to say into this matter. It matters most. These are our leaders. It stalled development the last time because we saw during the regime of former President George Weah, the Unity Party, other political parties were being accused of going to international community and making a real case to look bad that they're supposed to come here.
Yeah.
They live with it, even up to this time, they are still with that belief that the Unity Party, the ANC, the other party, they went and destroyed them outside, they told lies, the propaganda, and all of these things. We don't want to keep repeating these things. No. These people are, and the good thing about it, they are neighbors, and been neighbors for decades.
And all just in one interest, Liberia. The people of this country. We'll take our break, we'll go for
who told you,
this message.
Who told you that there are folks, I know 2 persons in this country, they are not from the same political party. Senator Magay has a friend, a very good friend, who comes from another party. But when the CDC-led government was in power, he made all of his friends and colleagues and people to understand that while a student man, this man has unrestricted access to me because we went to school. This man's parents used to be the one that when we come from school, I will eat. That's my friend and bread of politics. You know, the people can go and devalue people, but when they meet, they laugh, they joke. That power placed on it. It's former President Weah and Ambassador Braga, just 1 minute to solving the matter, but you are divided with it now. Yeah. You are divided with it. You carry burden that they should be carrying. You the one that want to the load for them. But let's go for our break this morning. But Brent, we gotta understand here.
How is the business today? Well, your face. How are you looking so? Like you thinking about something?
It's me. I'm going to let the things. I'm telling my bed. And that's I'm telling you, all the money in check for telling us my children school fee, hospital money, rent, there's small thing and that.
They can also
Anything for myself. They told me I try to put small money in there to tell us the country. But to find foreign currency, I can tell you money around it too. All of that things are and expensive.
Yeah. Anything you don't know is bigger than you for true, yeah?
What do you mean now, Pastor?
Come 27-2025, the Central Bank of Liberia launched the National Financial Education Program for people in the youth.
The National Financial Education Program.
They finished putting it outside. That is they call launch. And that was the
Love is all we need to make it see. This is the time to come together. Keep Liberia safe forever. So open up your heart, let the unity begin. Love is all we need to make it stand. Let's cultivate one another. Learn to live together as brothers and sisters. Without togetherness, we won't have a peace of mind. Unify and have a peaceful home. Sweet Liberia, land of liberty is our home. Keep it standing. This is the one and only home that we have. Sweet Liberia, this land of liberty is our home. Let us keep it standing. It's the one and only home that we have. Oh, sweet Liberia, love is all we need to make it stand. Unify and have a peaceful home. Change is all we need to make it stand. Let's unify and have a peaceful home. Sweet Liberia, land of liberty is my home. And let us keep it standing. It's the one and only home we have. Say sweet Liberia, this land of liberty is my home. Keep it standing. This is the one and only, the one and only, the one and only. Love is all we need to make it stand.
At the same time, open your eyeball to all the things that we agreed to on the loan paper. Like when you will pay back, how much you will pay every time, and then the new one, whether they say you're taking the loan money out. And you will understand the interest you will have to pay to. Yeah, after that, you can make a plan to pay back your debt. Manage the debt, Google.
Yeah, it will not be good. You say, then you're not able to pay back.
It's not correct like that. Yeah, that digging hole covering water is not correct because you will still be in the hole. What some people do is to make sure you take a loan to put the money into something that brings in more money. They call it investment. So they can be able to pay the debt and be able to save at the same time.
Also, Google out there, yeah.
So then another good thing is to ensure your business or your home.
It's time for my business, my home, my
So God forbid,
if something bad happen, the insurance company can help you get something bad because you are protected against loss.
When I will go to the financial education program and then the money matter, yeah, insurance,
And one thing to note that Labrador National Police Training Academy is not just for the National Police, it's the National Security Training Institute. We're responsible for training all of the state security, excluding the military. But whenever, if the military ever need the facilities available as well. So this is just a startup. In this model that we're rolling out, we're going to have a fire station attached to the police station. There will be a fire truck here. All of the officers who will be recruited at this point in time for this program will be trained as firefighters and as police officers as well. So in addition to them being schooling here, if there's any call for fire anywhere in this area, they will be responding, going there as well, serving the people. So I mean, it's a win-win. It's a win for the community. It's a win for the security sector, and it's a win for Liberia.
Financial education program. I would like to know how it is.
So okay. Her first again, we're depending on our HR department. We have HR representatives in all of the counties. We'll be engaging with the superintendent, we'll be the local government officials there, the district education officers, to be able to identify those with the best grades in those areas who are willing. Because the first thing, this thing is passion driven. Most times people come here because they're looking for a job and they're looking for opportunity to advance themselves. So those who are passion driven towards law enforcement to take on the initiative, and they will be collected from all the counties, they will be tested, they will be vetted, and once accepted into the program, I mean, because if we're going to be running you through this, you sign a 5 years commitment. After you graduate from the PSC, you serve the police for up to 5 years. If you choose to do something else, you go ahead and do it. If you want to continue your pathway, it's there for you. You're already a police officer. So I mean, that's how it's going to be designed. And the vetting process, I mean, for the police eternally, this is this is going to be for officers between ages 18 to 30. We stay arguing here, whatever. I'm saying 30, or the other group saying 35. So we cut on from 18 to 35 for now. To benefit from this project, but I'm leaning more towards 18 to 30 because we want to invest in those who can give more. And the justification that they're giving for the 35 is say, if you're giving a 5 years commitment from 35, I can still give my 5 years to the police. So we're still around there, but it might just be 18 to 35 years. And it will be those who are academically strong. We're not coming here, we're not asking Countryman to change the rubric. Whatever is set for any student who attends here is the same level you will have to be able to encounter. The program is designed as such that the officers will come, they will go to regular classes. After classes, they go back to the depot where the academy is going to have instructors here to teach the general policing. So, like for those who were bringing in, who are civilians right now, in the first 2 years, right after they complete their full general policing, the physical, everything should be done right here on campus. They will be enlisted as police officers and placed on government payroll. We've reached out to the Department of Criminal Justice here. All of those who are in the criminal justice program here right now, who are desirous of becoming police officers as well, we will give them the opportunity to join the general police. Once they complete it, they too will be enlisted as police officers. So you could start from here within 2 years while you're competing, or the on government period you're working, because you're working either one of the depots or stuff.
Yeah, violation.
Police officers who are responsible. Every last police man is a responsibility to receive a violation to step in immediately. We have a specific section that is responsible for ticketing, right? In the ticketing section. But it doesn't mean that any officer cannot issue a ticket. So all the officers who patrolling, once you've been through a ticketing course, you got a ticket book, you can definitely issue ticket at any point in time when you see a violation ongoing. So if once you're able to identify them, to say the in police uniform, wear the badge, the flag, and it's happy to issue a ticket, the police officer. Okay?
So the next one has to do, is there any specific amount of fine for a violation.
Okay, so with that, you see that what I said to you, just step by step, and let how you go about it, right? Fred, yes, sir. Please, under the law, what are the ranges of the fines and stuff? I can tell you one thing. Like I said, we didn't write the law. The law already since 1972. Yes. Yeah, it has not been updated until today. So maybe some of these concerns that you all have here today will help us to drive, because we want to amend the law to be able to reflect current day reality. All the fines that it wrote in the book and put down was in US dollar at the time. We need to go back to so that the law can be revised, it can be amended to reflect current day reality. But for now, we can only enforce what's going to go. What are the fine ranges from?
The highest fine in law is 5,000 US. Or you go to jail for 3 years or both. And that how to do it. Fraudulent registration. For example, you go to the instead of going to the transport, you continue your lesson, you go to World Trade Center, you do your lesson. The pre-med category of fine is $5,000 US or 3 years imprisonment. And the highest fine there. Then we come to 500 US. For example, you overload your car. When you overload your car, the definition of overload your car is regular driver. It's $500 or imprisonment of 6 months or both. When you drive without license, $500 imprisonment of 6 months or both. If you did not register your car, $500 imprisonment, 6 months or both. If you did not insure your car, the fine is $1,000 or 1 year imprisonment or both. So that's how you range. The lead fine in law is $5 US, which is pedestrian. When you don't crosswalk is here, and you don't cross in it, you don't cross the crosswalk as a pedestrian, you're not in car, the fine is $5.
Okay, this is a concern as it relates to this question. For example, improper carrying. You see an officer giving you $20 US ticket. You see another officer giving you another officer giving you $10 US ticket for improper carrying. Another officer will give you $50 US ticket for improper carrying. So this is what I'm saying. Is there any specific? So
listen. What the law provides for, the law provides a bracket. Yeah. So let me tell you something. So now when you engage the officer, you talk to the officer back and forth. That officer the law gives that officer serious discretionary power. The law says, Mr. Officer, you can fine a man from $10 to $500 up to $500. The officer elected the officer to make the determination as to what fine he will give you within that bracket. The only thing you should not move from in that bracket to say go below the least amount or go above it. So yes, the ticket will vary, from place to place based on your offense, based on the officer you will be. So it's not like you say they're moving the number back and forth. No, they're using their discretion as per the law. It's not so. Yes. And then for that overloading, what is the highest fine on the book?
Overloading also regular driving, up to 500.
Okay, so that's up to 500. If you look at so to show you how the officers are using good judgment here in issuing tickets. If you look at where the officers give you, they'll give you like the lowest part of what the law provides for. So even 30, 40, 50, it's still on the lower side. It's still 10 times below what the law calls for as the highest rate for these tickets. We didn't write it. We made it there. We just enforcing it. Yes, sir. Please, as a matter of fact, you know what? When we should have completed this weekend, everybody get understanding. I would like for us to have a workshop and call all the drivers, everybody together, so that we can sit down for people to understand this particular issue back and forth. So people can understand it for themselves. Look, driving is not a right, it is a privilege. It is a privilege, and it has requirements that you must meet before you can operate a vehicle. The law says that vehicle must be registered.
Welcome. Thank you.
The driver must be licensed, which agency is authorized.
be able to detect or enforce the DUI law across the country. Liberians, I don't know. What can really be the cause so people can get speed? So, accident in this country, you wonder. Look at the one that happened around the Boys Town area. Just imagine. Look at that accident happening around the Boys Town area. Imagine a truck going over a taxi. Oh, Liberia. Very terrible. And accidents have led to a lot of folks' leg amputated, hands amputated, at times leave them with lifetime problem, sometimes debts, and so forth. So the last time we were coming from Tototac, Bon County, 2 vehicles collided, and the folks died instantly. Others were taken to the hospital. Imagine, where really are you going that you hurry like this? And this is so alarming that we need to even recognize that there are lives. The driver needs to recognize that he is carrying people who are of family. He himself, if he won't know that anybody's life is important. Need to talk about those who are pedestrians crossing the road. You should recognize that there are pedestrians on the road. And nowadays, it's just obvious that anybody can just drive. Anybody. When you can see that man steering, drive. Either you see folks who give that vehicle to their children, drive. Or drivers who give it to the airports. And you listen to the conversation there. Even regulars driving. Some of you, even yet driving regulars, the police catch you on the scene and find you, say you must pay this, you complain. And a lot of the people drive under influence of issues. Allah, you are in illicit, you are taking illicit substance, or alcoholic beverages are taken in, and you just go on. And this test will allow police officers to quickly and accurately determine blood alcohol content level in the drivers. Look, this thing is so high. Remember the World Health Organization calculated in Liberia, just imagine around 2020, about 1,920 accidents will occur in this country. And it accounted to about 5.7% of total deaths. Imagine about those people. Imagine the age adjusted death rate was 55.89 per 100,000 persons, placing Liberia 4th in the world for accident-related deaths. The World Bank also had a report that while countries like Venezuela, Zimbabwe have high accident rate, Liberia should not take any pride in its own. But we are seeing this happening. We are seeing this happening in this country. You saw there are so many people that have gone. They mentioned the likes of Ada Lawrence. You see, who was struck by a timber truck on the highway there, leading to his death. Imagine. And I'm going to say some hard things. And this has been overlooked. The Ministry of Transport should be the one to issue driver licenses after the applicant has passed the driving test. But more often, the Ministry of Transport folks, they don't give driving tests, they give driving lessons to people. Somebody will sit down somewhere and will have the interest and will send the money, somebody will help him through the process and get a driving lesson. And this person have to be satisfied. Even the speed run, folks don't even know how to pass by it. They don't know. And drivers are they don't want to go test after 6 months. Because today, you give her a driving lesson, or you driving, you tell this fellow to drive. 6 months from now, you will be having eye problem. Nobody, you won't tell nobody. And these eye tests, these eyesight tests is very much important, because you want to know whether there's any visual impairment with the person who is being lessoned to drive. This is important. You see some people who just run off the road. You even wonder where they're going. Even areas where people will drive with moderately a certain speed limit, you see folks will drive past that. It becomes a sport. Don't even talk about the motorbikes or the keke them these days, the riders. If you don't drive with high speed and then you're not ready for driving yet, then you can't ride. You must be able to speed. That's the only way everybody knows that you can ride. This is important. And there are so many folks that drive or less in this country. If they are arrested now, or the team was coming 6 months before appearing in court, people will complain. But you're not so driver, you're not so carrying a vehicle without lesson that you are less or satisfied to drive in this town. Because it poses serious danger. The engine you are operating needs to be controlled by somebody who is knowledgeable. Because whatever mistake you're going to make there will cause the life of somebody or damage the property in the scene. Yeah. And let me say this again. There are so many folks who can drive under the influence of alcohol. They don't care. People go to entertainment centers, they sit there. The man will drive with family, but he's there drinking. He will drink like number nonsense. Or he will drink till he's satisfied. Then everybody will sit in the vehicle, he gets behind the steering. And it becomes like a joking thing. Or some are influence. Even nowadays, imagine you ride a motorbike, you go and call a shop, or you say, let me tell my Sunday too, let me tell my Alobo, let me tell this thing. They got all kind of concoctions they put together that liquor to make people high, all sort of things are that. You get Queenie, you get Ganagana, you get this, you get that one. They call all sort of names. There's somebody, you ride somebody without just having a slightest thought. You run into something, that person gets injured, they have to amputate the person's legs because of your lackadaisical attitude, because of your foolishness, because of your love for liquor. You have made somebody to have one leg, and the child be asking tomorrow, Mommy, Daddy, why are you like this? Why I see other people walking, but you're only now walking on stick. You see? And like the auntie and someone else they were talking about, and if you are finding this thing here, and this is where we want to be serious about this. I have always said this was serious conviction that the Labrador National Police is one institution that is one of the richest institutions in this country. But folks will debate that if government say, oh yeah, there should be a search, they will make them to impose fines on people that would not be necessary. But these are going on. And these are areas that even help the government to even help to increase civil service salaries. I'm talking about specifically the police. If somebody is caught driving in such a manner, let them pay a fine. Your first offense, you pay $1,500. Your second offense, you pay $2,000. The third offense, you know you go in, or you be detained, or you have a mandatory court appearance. Let people be able to know that they can't put anybody like a rent in this country. And you see within a month or two, how much you generate? There are a whole lot of reckless driving in this town. There are people who have died today that for no reason they would have died. Only because somebody foolishness, they go drink, they take something, or they know that they're not well, but they get behind the steering. Imagine that. Some folks are not well. Some of them having issues on their mind. You driving, you having low pressure, having high pressure, you just go off behind the steering, your foot is on the speed pedal. And you run into people. And some of the drivers, because of their greediness, they won't run between spaces and time more than 50 times so they will get the money. Those of them who are running the highway, you find drivers driving sleeping. What are you shutting yourself for? You find drivers, the man want to reach Kakata to come back before his friend, he won't go back. So he's speeding all between. He doesn't care. It degenerates lives of people. And those of you who are in the habit of taking your vehicle and giving it to people who are helpers, and those who are helpers, if they are caught, they should be placed in jail. But because the tendency of the small thing, drop my thing, you allocate the police, you hear say the police and the taxi driver, their husband and wives and all that, the man will put somebody in the car and they know that the person doesn't have a satisfied or doesn't satisfied to drive or have a lesson. And like listen, the police inspector general said, a lot of you folks think that driving at your right. He said, no, it's a privilege. That's the reason why you are going. If you go to the Ministry of Transport and you're going through the test and they don't see you fit to drive, they will say you're not driving, you're not getting a lesson. So it's a privilege. So when they give you a lesson, you are now satisfied to drive. That is a privilege given to you. Because everyone else will drive. But at the end result, because of that, people are bypassing these things and getting on the street. When policemen arrest you for a lesson, they want, what kind of policeman here so? Why are you looking so? But if you allow you to drive in the principal street without lesson. See? And again, you see trucks. A lot of the trucks, they are causing very serious problem in this country. Those who carry logs, you see them in a day on the street, on the highway. Those who carry sand, you see it going on. Those who bring rising huge quantity in these low bay or trucks, those who carry these cross racks, they are to be restricted in operating towns and cities. These people are only to be able to drive per law, only to drive 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. to minimize accident. They have to be outside in the day. But it's all of the day now. As I'm speaking to you, because somebody having construction, one same truck is going right now. Or the cross rack truck is going right now. Or the log that left, that came, slept on the highway, must enter the city today, is passing through. You see the planes, no route. You see the low bed that carry things, they park. I don't know. So, oh, Jesus Christ, this country. And these are areas that those who come in conflict with the law should bear the consequence of this. If you refuse to pay the fine, you have no option built for you. But there's no restriction. But sometimes when the police officer who are giving us a hard time, they stay down there, the man is coming. Okay, let me talk to Councilor Jala this morning. Good morning, Council. Good morning. You're welcome. Go. Okay, go ahead.
I want to share a joke with you people. One day, I think a couple of years ago, I was driving down in front of Nan's and Mines. And I picked up him from East Station. They had a lot of police inside. Well, I observed the way the driver was driving, so I drove on the side of the driver, and I told the driver that I hope he's not driving the pickup because he got police uniform on. That's all.
Okay, Council. Okay. That's Councillor Peter Bonojala, always following the program. And thanks for your contribution this morning. Yes, right now, as I you, there are cross-ride trucks moving. They move among people. When you are carrying these very high, heavy-duty vehicles with low loaded, and there are some eventuality, you know what happened to you? You know what happened to people? See what happened the last time along the RIA road there, around the rehab area. A truck ran off. A police officer left inside. There were folks who were caught up in the keke. Folks got burned. Because we don't just listen to the regulations. Sometimes they go for this round post stake. The vehicle must enter. When you see the police, all they know is you must drop the police something, you pass your way. Boy, get on. Eh? You see these planes, these 2x2, these wawa, they must enter. For what? And the police are there. There are regulations for these things. You see the same truck, there can be a lot of complaints. How they get run over the keke or the motorbikes or force some accident. People are wounded in a period. Liberia. Liberia. Even drivers trained by private driving school, they will not be allowed or permitted to own a vehicle officially unless they have obtained a certification from the transport, the Ministry of Transport here. And if there should be a violation, 2,600 and detained for 6 months before appearing in court. No option for bail. Police officers should remove all non-road water buses, cars, and 40 vehicles from the road. But then it can't happen. So they will just put it there. It is not road water, it must go. You see some truck, when they come into you, the head is leaning one end, the back is on the other side, but I never say it's running off the road, but it's moving. Some of them, they cannot smoke, and they put outside. My people. Some buses, I know they will not start push be jumping down from inside. Or by the time you go low, the door that should be sliding properly before you get about the door further. But it should just go. Liberia. And these are all there for the safety of the Liberian citizens. But it will just mind because as you eat, they meant you eat so that allow things happen, you will risk so many lives and people will die in the process. Do you know how many persons have died that were to be around here only because of somebody's foolishness? You see, I'll take a living example with my colleague with Savannah Sture. Then we went to him, had a project doing, and he said, okay. So I'm saying I came this time and it's in the evening. I get something to eat, so I said, well, let's go. Then he gave the key to his son. At the time, the senior boy who was caught in our thing, his brother. The late boy, there you go. We went. That late boy told us, say, I want to do something here, boy. Your people, when you go, my pa will know that you leave me behind. You want to wait for me. The late boy look at us and give us $10. We would. Me and Joseph Harris. He went. He came back. The plane will pass with a vehicle. We never got stopped up. We were going back weighing something at home. Nobody to help us to move. We went with 2 5,000 men. 2 people here with a late boy. Who driving the car? You go a small boy put here in wood. My car when I see that now. Or you was sleeping inside. And that man was very serious. He made us sleep in that mosquito with the car because we don't leave the vehicle there. And no other vehicle come and help us till in the morning. I can't forget about that story. But there are a lot of parents who allow their underage children to get behind the steering. They say, but I know how to ride it, I know how to drive. just by them endangering the lives of other people. Why would I happen that day? Women running somebody's family, running somebody's house. Somebody died. They say, who the people saying there? Who the driver at the labor? These are the things. But this is happening. But there are fines. There are issues. Now the fines actually are going, that's what they're going to come and cover. They end up in policemen's pocket, some of them. You see? They end up in some of them pocket. So now, I'm going to play a song. Our policemen come in. So now, as a result, once you go to government, goes to individual pocket, but they still say they can get paid. Before the moment, they are already taking their salaries upon. This is serious. And this thing about, I'm recommending to the Upper National Police, they tested that have come. I'm saying it will boost a lot, right? But it good that traffic officers, let's test them. Because some of them can drink too before they go on the traffic. So some of them, when they go there, they don't care. Some of them, they charge, they can even see they give them all of them or get something. So the man who is in the violation will give 200, 500 to the policeman and he gone. The policeman said, well, go, man. Because he said to, he in the world of his day, he want to just survive. So we hope that they should test police officer to this thing here. While the Inspector General is saying he recommend a training for officers who will be operating this, and we accept the donation. We are also saying that officers who are traffic officers, we should test them also in this thing here. Let's go to the lines and talk to you this morning. This is very, 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 very important, Liberians. And if we must have safety for our people and we'll have road water vehicles, these things to be observed, and there are fines. But the fine that we talk about, those fines will go in the policeman's pocket. Some of them, I'm not saying all of them, they will go in their pocket, they go home with it, they and their family eat it, then they leave other people, they risk the life of other people. Some of them who should be detained, jailed. When they don't pay the fine, the policeman will take the money and let them go. And imagine if, for example, he meet a man at Borough Junction and he still park him. Like he should not be on the road. He can use something, he parks, he go to ERW Junction, he had accident there, people die. You too are the cause because you got to stop him. Let me talk to you. Good morning.
Good morning, Nathaniel.
You're welcome.
And good morning to those in Radio Land.
You see, now I don't know if people investing accidents I don't really know. Because the regular driving is on the increase. It's everywhere. You see pedestrians moving in the street, you see people on the record street in the rural community. Even your road, people will want to use it as a road. And they don't care. At the end of the day, you see an accident. Sometimes the person behind us telling you don't do it. You see what we go through. Something must be done about it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to the cool family. Good morning, Mr. Wiki.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just calling for the LC Cooper Road. You see, sometimes those say that serious issue within the country because salary matters. I care what will happen. So long those police salary are not claimed out, there will be always serious problem in the country. Like when you enter Ghana, the least money police making is $500. Out of the $500, when a man dress, you see the man and the fear catch you too sometimes. When even you are the traffic driver, the man tell you back. You know, man, get nothing to argue. Because a physical parent will tell you that it's serious. And then the car they riding even more expensive than your car. So that all those things create value within the police. And when those things are not showing, for things to be straight in the country will be difficult. And then I really want to appreciate your radio station. You have to carry the whole data with them by telling the right of the citizen and the right of the police. So the police brutality to also stop because when you are not seeing the police dress people and no on the start somebody create minds so that the police are not serious, they will then jump on the police, beat that police, nobody cares. So thank you very much.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Farrell, and good morning to the bill officers in Oakmont Township. Yes, we township in district of Bongan, but Canada Reserve.
Yeah, Chuck, go ahead.
I'm calling my township this morning. Mr. Farrell, thank you for the 7 in the morning, but now on the part to the police is or to the police or chief is as the police get a traffic code for those travel. Then the police have the traffic police. And the traffic police know that they get special clothes they can wear, even when wear uniform you see them out there. But if they come on the traffic to them, even on the highway, you will just see any police with any clothes on the traffic. So, all of them, I'm going to start there and go and say, I'm going to go get my money. I'm going to go get my money. So, if that, all police, anybody can get on the traffic and buy any car. So, everybody get a car full. Everybody get a car full of people and they taking all the police and be to the way on the traffic. So, take your money for something like that.
You're welcome. Good morning. Matt, go ahead.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, madam. Okay, thank you very much this morning. You have said all. But I want to start with a preventive check. The very first thing in the morning, you as the operator of the vehicle, you're supposed to do a preventive check within yourself before going to the vehicle. What do I mean by doing preventive check? Last night you went out, you chill. You wake up in the morning, you have a stomach complaint. It's the same thing as going to the vehicle to do preventive check on the vehicle. But our problem is awareness and implementation. We have the law, but we don't implement the law. If there is one scratch on the vehicle, on the front windshield, or the back windshield, or the tire, that car is not roadworthy. It's not supposed to be on the street.
Okay. Your background producing a lot of sound. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Brown.
Yeah, go ahead.
It was only calling from Police Academy. Thank you very much for the time you put this morning. You know, when you have this calling concerning the police guy, it is very much difficult to put no control. Because I will take for example, you go in my general Europe country, you see big town with a single town or two, and mostly building. But you go there, out spring, you go there, you see RSU, you see PSU, you see up to even the pieces in cars, you don't have everybody will get keke, motorbike and taxi. But so many boys you gotta get on, so many people gotta wear and this travel. And money because all the money is 200 or $100. So that the measure we need to work, the police will not control. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I'll take two more and call it a day. Good morning.
Good morning, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
I say good morning to the So my name is Ernest as a chair. So I think the issue especially the Banka, Danta with this school, we appeal to the police also. Yes, when they have to leave, they sit be on the highway and checking those vehicles. They can't get a road on the road too much. And as well because of the accident. Another thing I want just to identify the city police that are the original police.
Your background too noisy with the sound feedback. Good morning, our final caller.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. My name is Q Will. In order to curtail this accident in Liberia, there should be a nation driver workshop conducted in this country. Then the driver will understand the laws and rules of safe driving. Most of us, my brother, will not understand if I do small signs they can see on the highway. So there should be a nation driver workshop. Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thanks all of you. And this I would love to go home on today. Join us tomorrow, and we hope that this message can go down and our recommendations can be kept high so that we can save lives. The life of our citizens matters more. Until then, have a pleasant good day. And we'll be back here tomorrow again on the weekend, where the weekend begins tomorrow with our final edition of the week. Wiki Brooks, Nathaniel Va. Good morning.
He promised us that when we step down, what we want to do. Because Papa desire, I will kill him. I will look. They are making a threat. You think I will be behind somebody free? When you want step down, let me tell me, let me go take money, let me and my family enjoy ourselves. Let me tell you something. Because Papa told us that he will not step down. He promised us that when we step down, what we want to do. Because Papa desire, I will kill him.